to. Unlike Superman, it didn't have to break 1 billion.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put us on the air.
Yeah. So do you appreciate what I have done in regards to...
The thumbnail? Yes, that was a good thumbnail.
And the suggestion for the image of the film?
Well, you know, the cover of the book is a great idea, but it didn't provide me many options. Now, granted, I would have had more edits done to this image, but unfortunately, I have had a hell of a day today, and this is all I had time for. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a late Mehvies, where today we're watching Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Now,
somehow I knew it. Somehow I knew you were gonna put Cheadle's face over Harry.
So, fun fact: when I was a kid, people used to say,
"Oh my god, that's hilarious!"
Yeah. I was gonna try and fit Spider Jonah in here and Ned Leeds behind Hagrid here, but unfortunately, like I said, I've not had any time today. This was all I had time to do. So, yeah, back when I was a little kid back in the day, people used to say that I looked a lot like Harry Potter, and they'd always like, and then I got handed one of the books, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. Because I had those exact glasses, and I essentially looked exactly like that. There is, somewhere out there, there is a picture of me with a wand that I cut from a downed tree and a homemade Hogwarts uniform from back when I was a very small boy, going to one of the book launches. I think it was Order of the Phoenix, and then there's one of me slightly older going to the one for Half-Blood Prince. I don't think I went to the launch for Deathly Hallows, strangely enough.
Funnily enough, my junior year English teacher went to that.
Yeah.
She actually saw J.K. Rowling's finish up. He actually saw J.K. Rowling's finish up writing Deathly Hallows.
Oh, neat. Yeah. Yeah, back in the day, we used to have a really good bookstore in town, which had... this is back when we had a mall. Remember malls? Remember bookstores? Yeah. So, we had a... I think it was a Walden Books, and then it became a Borders, and it was great. Like, there were tables, there were racks of comics and manga and shelves upon shelves of everything you could think of. I picked up my first How to Play Guitar book there, and I've still got that. And then, you know, then that place shut down, then the mall shut down, and, you know, city's been on an exponential state of decline ever since. Anyways, it's time to watch a movie. We are watching the extended edition of this film. There are official extended editions for the first 2 Harry Potter films.
Only the first 2?
Only the first 2. Even though those were the ones that had the least removed from them.
Yep.
Can't get an extended edition of, Prisoner of Azkaban anywhere except
Goblet of
TV.
Fire.
Can't get an extended version of Goblet of Fire anywhere. So, once we get to Prisoner of Azkaban, I will be providing extended editions of these films.
With the deleted scenes, I presume?
Yes. Including all of the unfinished ones that they slashed out of Deathly Hallows quite haphazardly.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
Yeah. Kevin knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. They cut out one of my favorite scenes in the fucking book. Anyway, let's get started.
Well, before we do, I wanted to bring something else up. So,
Which
you know
was
how something that was completely removed from this film. Now people may be able to guess that by the animation here, but I would like to introduce our pals at home to Peeves the Poltergeist as Sir not appearing in this film. All of his scenes were shot. All of them were deleted because they couldn't get him to look right. And guess what? Those scenes have been included on none of the Blu-rays, none of the DVDs, and Peeves was not in any subsequent film.
That's stupid.
Yeah. So,
anyway, so let's get started.
We are going to go ahead and get started as soon as I close out Chrome so that it stops eating my RAM. In 3, 2, 1.
So,
score by the great John Williams.
Yep.
Warner Brothers Pictures. We hate money and success, and this series is part of the reason why we make such bad decisions, although not the only reason why.
Privet Drive. So first things first, in the book cut out the scene where Vernon Dursley driving home from work, and we see a bunch of wizards praising the seemingly demise of he who shall not be named.
I was about to mention that, actually. So this movie cuts directly to Dumbledore walking down the street here and running into Professor McGonagall. There's essentially no setup for what goes on here in the movie, which is quite unfortunate because all of that mysterious little what, huh, kind of stuff, that was great world building. We got introduced to Vernon Dursley. We got introduced to the world. We saw all of the wizards, essentially. Yep. That's the Deluminator.
Yep.
Not as described in the book. He was supposed to flick the flint every time he deluminated.
Yep. Ow.
I love the way that they transition here. It's a Texas switch between a cat and an old lady. And yes, this is the original extended edition Blu-ray, which has not been reissued. Even in the extended edition, even in the box set or the recent Wizard extended book copy that they had.
You would trust a lot of very questionable individual Dumbledore, so that's not really saying much.
The version that WB put out recently with the remaster, I say recently, it was like 6-7 years ago, but the 4K version and the remastered Blu-ray looks like trash. Like the only upgrade has been in the Mirror of Erised scene, and everything else looks worse. They degrained it. They redid the color grading to try and make it look like Prisoner of Azkaban. Okay,
so one thing to note about Hagrid, though he is played by the late Robbie Coltrane, the actors and actress in this scene, sadly passed away, Maggie Smith being the most recent one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, as I was saying, so even though Robbie Coltrane plays Hagrid when we see him in the close-up shots, he is not Hagrid in the wide shots. That is a rugby player who is 6'10" and fitting Hagrid's description.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Yes, it actually is.
Kind of
they
have him in quite a few prosthetics for it to make him appear the same size as Robbie Coltrane in terms of scale.
Here's the thing: Robbie Coltrane is actually shorter than.
Well, no,
player.
I mean in terms of like his face and his body, because the guy they have playing him is smaller in terms of physical scale.
Yeah, so Robbie Coltrane is 6'1".
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
dear Mr. and Mrs. Dursley. Here's a baby.
Here's a go fuck yourself.
Here's a baby. Here's a baby that'll get you billions of dollars in box office revenue. You lied to me. This is Sorcerer's Stone, Alex.
This is what? Excuse me. That is not correct. That is not correct.
Look, let's just roll with it, okay?
Warner Brothers uses the same fucking
well.
discs across the world. This must be, like it's set for a Region A flag to come up with Sorcerer's Stone, even though the fucking disc said Philosopher's Stone.
Mother said they were going to replace me with a chimpanzee. The funny thing about there was once
the joke in the description still stands. Sorcerers use crystals on the ends of staves, not fucking stones.
The funny thing is that there was once a time where Harry ended up getting
so they cut out
Petunia a flower for her birthday, and at first she didn't really like it, but then
I've never gotten 36 presents for my birthday. I would not be screaming that much if I'd got even in 12. I might be screaming in joy, but yeah.
This just kind of showcases
how
this is kind of showcases how much of a little shit Dudley ends up being.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now the movie cut out so much of Harry's early childhood here.
Meals.
Yeah.
Weak.
They cut out how his hair regrew. They cut out him accidentally winding up on top of the house one day. They cut out him accidentally shrinking a sweater that Aunt Petunia was trying to put onto him.
So yeah,
Petunia, all of the early bullying from Dudley.
And the thing about Petunia, she's not nearly as bad as Dudley is. She's still, kind of a bitch.
Yeah. Also, the movie's cut out all of the dialogue between Harry and the snake here, except for the last thing the snake says, which is mostly just invented by the movie. Anyways, they had a whole conversation in the book. It's amazing how the CGI in this looks in this film that is 25 years old.
Oh, bred in captivity.
Yeah, looks better than Superman. Then again, it was shot on actual film with lenses that are sane. And I believe the way they did that was that they composited the shot as initially him putting his hands up there. They cut the shot in terms of they cut the film physically, and then matted in. Yeah, that's the only remnant of the conversation with the snake. Snake still looks better than the snake in Anaconda. Then again, it is much smaller than the snake in Anaconda.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
Miming becomes all too real. That's a quote from the riff track of this movie. Oh dear, they've made a vast improvement.
They also cut out the section where the girl at the candy stand gives Harry a lemon ice popsicle.
No such thing as magic.
That's precious, Vernon.
Are you sure about that?
Bloody muggle.
Looks quite the dandy. I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, Yankee Doodle do or die.
And I feel like the only reason that I feel like Petunia isn't as bad, it is I feel like it's just due to the fact that Petunia was indeed in Lily's
issues
sister.
mostly come from
Stem
her jealousy towards her sister, but it is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. H. Potter. Who is this H. Potter?
But the way I've always seen it is that Vernon is the bad influence in the family. Petunia is slightly better, and Dudley is ultimately the victim of their particular influence. And then as time goes on, especially towards, I believe, so all of these envelopes went up for auction. All of the envelopes used in this film went up for auction. I believe the torn one went for something about $1 million, and one of the empty ones...
What the hell, man?
Yeah, and one of the empty ones went for something like $350,000, I think.
So, are we sure this wasn't initially directed by Alfred Hitchcock? We're about to see signs of that.
Not the birds! Not the birds!
No, you're right. No, wait. Birdemic came out years after this movie. That's even worse. Yep, we're definitely in an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
I kind of miss how they didn't mention anything. Oh, this is a great scene, directly from the book too, by the way.
Yep. I can confirm.
I kind of miss how they don't bring up anything about how Vernon is I think he's a drill salesman. He works for Grunning's Drills.
Which would explain a few things.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure in what capacity, but he is one of those.
So who is this
Little England busybody types?
The owls are just laughing at them at this point. They are content with torturing this abusive family.
This is how the owls from Futurama got their start as pests.
Oh,
fucking owls! God damn. Let me put on my Professor Farnsworth. Oh, dear God, no more owls! No post on Sundays!
I try!
Now this... I believe this was reorganized. I believe this came before the...
Imagine
no
if,
post on Sundays.
Imagine this, but instead of those normal ass owls, we get hoots and noctowls. Some of them are even the shiny versions.
Wow, that was a terrible impersonation from me.
I gotta look up the riff tracks of this movie, just so I'd have a bit more material.
Yeah, so one of the letters, I believe the one that Harry actually grabs onto. No, it's the one that was on. Yeah, the one that he just grabs onto right here. That one went for something like $400,000, I think.
Even.
And they completely cut out the sequence of Harry moving into Dudley's old bedroom, complete with all of Dudley's old broken crap.
Petunia's like, no, not really.
Which is kind of disappointing, because that explains how Harry got the room that he's in the next
Chamber
couple
of
of
Secrets.
films. Yes.
Well,
they also cut out the sequence of them getting the shotgun and renting this place and going to a bed and breakfast and the maitre d' coming to them with another letter for Harry, and this being the last in a sequence of events of Dudley Dursley, sorry, of Vernon Dursley going more and more angry. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's Rio with the non-stop pop of stainless steel.
That was partially a that was partially a Gears of War reference. Bitch, what do you think you're gonna do to Hagrid? Come on.
Now, in the book, I do appreciate this as a shot here, but in the book, he actually tied it into a knot.
Yeah, that would have been a bit too cartoonish for a live-action film.
It also would have been very difficult to pull off, so I understand them not doing that.
Plus, that's more suited for Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
It won't taste too much like my big fat butt.
Now there was... that's great.
It's the thought that counts.
Hey, poorly written icing tastes just as good as regular icing.
I bet it does.
That dusty paff sound effect. Dear God, I've heard that so many places. In the book, he specifically made them not look at
Hogwarts.
Are you sure you're not the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future from a Blackadder's Christmas Carol?
No, I'm the evil mob boss.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry. I'm a what?
That's one of the memes.
Uh-huh.
I can't be a wizard.
What do you mean you can't?
I mean, just Harry.
Sure you are.
I know in this movie we've only had one instance of that. But you know the future movies aren't even gonna acknowledge that only one instance happened. Future movies are barely even gonna follow their own continuity, much less what happens in this film.
Yeah.
Or the next.
Yep.
Yeah, see, that's where she...
I mean, as time's gone on, I seem to recall you, expecting your own letter, and the fact that you didn't get one being the thing that, made you... Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know he who must not be named was a terrorist.
He who must not be named worked for the Ford Company. Your father always said that they should have gone for a Chevy, but your mother always said, oh no, Ford circled the problem. Chevy only put a Band-Aid on it. By the way, that is a direct quote. A friend of mine who's descended from the Ford Company said.
Who may or may not be a gay for a man, and played by Johnny Depp, then later Mads Mikkelsen.
And played by somebody else later in these films, and somebody else earlier in those films that nobody fucking cares about.
Oh my.
Hagrid never acknowledges that it was a misfire. And oh yeah, you can kind of see the other guy in the wide shot. Yeah, in the book he said. I love the prop work, by the way, of making all the stuff that he holds smaller.
Harry spends a few more days with the Dursleys before he goes with Hagrid.
Yep. And I remember in the, like I said, in the book he explained,
but I feel like
blast it, I was trying to turn him into a pig. which Mad-Eye Moody would have been able to do.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this is a deleted scene, by the way. As you can tell, you can kind of tell by the fact that the footage is a bit softer than it was in the rest of the film here. This here was cut out of the theatrical version, even though it lasts all of a couple of seconds and sets up things that happen later on.
Oh, you know what's another set of vastly misunderstood beasts? The Dementors. I'm sure we've seen that meme every once in a while.
Have we? John Kent Fruitiers. Are we gonna run into Kevin Costner out here?
The thing that it turned Diagon Alley into a attraction in Universal Studios.
God, I would love to go there one of these days.
Hey, since it's like, I don't know, maybe like, I'd say at most, I'd say it wouldn't really be a long flight down. So you'd probably easily be able to get there.
Oh yeah. Oh. Hello, Corinus. I hope you don't have
Professor Quirrell.
I hope you don't have Ralph Fiennes growing out of the back of your head.
Yeah. Well, not Ralph Fiennes in this movie.
Well, yeah,
nope.
that was the joke.
I get it.
Yeah, this entire sequence took up a couple of pages in the book. Of just and there have also been a bunch of encounters throughout Harry's childhood with people who knew who he was. This is such a cool sequence. I love this sequence. It's not entirely accurate to the book, but it's so fucking cool to watch.
Keep in mind that when writing like an action bit, it's sometimes even though you could just write like, you know, a short bit or a few sentences here and there, in terms of adapting it, it would take a lot longer. Than it actually would. But versus a scene like that, which would take up like a number of pages, but in reality of adapting it, it's not going to take long at all.
See, hey, I have firsthand experience with this, because it takes so much less time to write out what happens in an action scene versus how much it takes to actually execute that in terms of screen time versus how long that fucking took to shoot. Because...
Yep.
Oh, Master Wayne, what are you doing here? This sequence was actually made into an entire section in the Harry Potter Game Boy Color game, which is really fucking good. If you can find a copy, buy it. If you can't, well, you know what to do. You can also change
by the way,
if you change the language to UK English, you can change it to the proper title.
So Gringotts Vault is actually the main ride attraction in Orlando. Oh, and it's essentially an adaptation of a portion of Deathly Hallows.
Yes, because that's the action scene, and it works as very much a roller coaster.
Well, it's not necessarily a roller coaster. It's all. But then again, it and the Forbidden Journey and Islands of Adventure are structured very similarly.
Hmm.
Ah, yes, a notice for a Philosopher's Stone. Wait a second, hold on. Why is there a Sorcerer's Stone underneath it?
I was checking to see if there were 2 English audio tracks, because there actually are 2 English audio tracks. The footage used for the footage used for the UK version, and aside from the title card, is essentially the same. It's just that in America, they dubbed it, because you can barely tell. They dubbed the Philosopher's Stone sequence as.
So I found this out when I was watching the back when Birdman used to actually be kind of cool, kind of decent, and I ended up watching his video on the Harry Potter films, and when he got to when he was doing Philosopher's Stone, he did note the differences in dialogue for the American version versus the UK.
Yes, I believe some people I know got a hold of an actual film print of this, and we compared footage from the from all the versions, and it's all pretty
interestingly
much
another interesting thing is that back in my junior year of English class, as my teacher ended up raising the question of what did the Philosopher's Stone actually turn out to be the revival stone of the Deathly Hallows? Based on visuals that in the movies, that answer ended up being no.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's no there's not even a hint of that being possible in the book.
In the books.
I wouldn't have ever thought that would have been a question.
Ollivander.
Garrick Ollivander, as played by John Hurt, late great John Hurt, who we've previously seen in Alien, and fans of Doctor Who will know him as the War Doctor.
Neat.
Which makes him retroactively the first Doctor to appear in Harry Potter. Although technically David Tennant's time as the Doctor came after his role.
One of the things that they end up having at Universal Studios for the Harry Potter attractions is that they have types of wands that could actually interact with some of the various portions of the interactable bits in the park. They're a little more expensive than the not regular ones.
Yeah, this sequence here took quite a while. They went through whole stacks. Granted, I can definitely see why they chose not to portray that entire sequence. Because
I feel like a lot
frankly, that
of
would have taken a very long time, and the audience would have gotten bored.
I feel like a lot of what helped with Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets in terms of adapting it, it was more streamlined version. It was more of a streamlined version of what's in the book.
Mm-hmm. In the early versions, they do a lot of good work in terms of making things that took a long time take less time. As the movies go on, stuff that took very little time gets padded out, and stuff that took
keep that in
longer.
mind. The Wand's brother gave Harry that scar, so that also draws a bit of
yes.
That also helps reinforce or some parts of what Voldemort will later say. I know we're already saying his name, but might as well say it now. He's going to kill us one way or another.
Yep. I love how every frame of this movie looks like it could essentially be a Drew Struzan painting, you know? Like it's lit in such a way it feels magical. We've cut out Harry's first encounter with Draco. Which kind of sucks, but we do get to that later on. The game also cut out that sequence, but hey. At the very least, when they put it all together, they make it kind of punchy, you know?
Well, no wonder he went bad.
Don't say his name!
Don't say his name, Dumbledore said calmly.
I get it.
Of the Force?
Nope, not that one. No, not that side of the Force.
And keep in mind, at first in the book, they kind of cut out a part of Snape's character, or in the book, that kind of made him feel quite irredeemable, which ended up helping his character in the film. Because the reason why Snape joined the Death Eaters in the first place was due to the fact that he wanted Lily to himself.
Yeah, he was, well, he we'll get to that, but he was bullied by, James Potter in school, and...
Yep.
Not that James didn't try to help him later down the line.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it was like, not that Snape helped his case much, because, but we'll get there.
Yeah, yep. So, in essence, and what the film cut out of one major character's whole shtick ended up actually helping his character's redemption in the long run.
For a period of time, there was no 9 and 3. There was no gap between platforms 9 and 10 in King's Cross Station. But then they redesigned, and then there was. So you can actually go between platforms 9 and 10 again, and they have the marker for 9 3/4.
Which, by the way, platform 9 3/4 is also a I left you. So,
sorry, Harry.
How did such a large man get away so quietly? Has he been taking lessons from
apparating and
Batman?
disapparating? Apparating, disapparating.
Oh, well, you know. Hagrid can't
Which
do that, but yeah.
Which, by the way, hey, Molly Weasley.
Yep.
She's an
And
absolute
the
goat.
Weasleys.
She's an absolute goat
Yes,
by
she
the
is.
last book.
Yeah, Molly's such a good person.
I fucking love Molly Weasley. Hey, she's the closest
She's
thing to
great.
a mother Harry ever had.
Exactly. She's like a mother figure.
Fred and George, we love you.
Yeah,
I remember
we love you two bastards.
In the special features, the twins who play Fred and George, they were being interviewed, and the interviewer asked them, "So are you two twins in real life?" And they look at each other. You can see he is like the mischief is about to happen, and then they say, "It's like, no, actually, we met at the audition," and she took him seriously.
It's great.
Hey, it's Harry's future waifu.
Hi, Ginny.
I am Wall. You will never defeat me. Never.
I don't think they could have gotten a better casting at this time for Fred and George, because they're essentially Fred and George in real life.
Yeah.
The eldest of the Weasley sons is one of the best Weasleys. The one who ends up going to the Ministry can go suck a big fat one.
Oh,
eat
man,
shit,
yeah.
Percy.
Percy's a great character by the end, but he goes through some shit to get there. Or it's like, man,
he ends up being a massive tool bag for a decent chunk.
Books 5 and 6 especially.
Yep.
Hey, Ron.
And Bill Weasley, he goes to work at Gringotts, we see him in the Gringotts attraction. One of the best. The eldest Weasley is one of the best.
Yes.
Rupert Grint, I feel like he's found. I feel like at the very least he's actually been able to move on from these.
Rupert Grint has had perhaps the most normal life of any of the Harry Potter cast. Yeah, they cut out Harry looking at how vast his family fortune was, but they didn't cut out, get away from that child, rat. I'm gonna find.
Remember Scabbers, he's gonna be important later.
Yeah,
I want to strangle Scabbers.
Strangle that rat!
I'm gonna find the nearest fucking sharp
No, it's not
object and
Keemstar.
impale him. They actually sell chocolate frogs.
Oh, hello.
Real chocolate frogs. They're quite
Chris
good.
Columbus, you'll never take me alive. Goodbye.
Sadly, they're not Freddos.
And they do have.
I'll gladly take a Freddo frog any day.
Yeah, they're not octagonal, or no, they're not pentagonal like they are in the movie. Yeah, especially considering what we learned.
Go fuck yourself. If you've seen her read Prisoner of Azkaban, you know.
Yep, I've seen the film.
Oh God, and it's you, that woman who will go on to be the worst version of Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
Emma Watson.
I had such a crush on Emma Watson when I was a kid.
So did a lot of people, Alex. You're not the only one.
No,
and I wouldn't blame you.
And then, of course, there's Daniel Radcliffe, whom
Daniel Radcliffe, who has been... That didn't happen till later, but yeah.
Let's also keep in mind the fact that...
That's from the second book, by the way. And it was done because Harry's glasses were actually cracked.
Oh, I wonder, Mr. Weasley, will we be hooking up later if Book 7 is any indication?
Boy, I hope nobody
Bloody hell, not a chance in a million years.
Boy, by the way, I hope nobody misinterprets what I said to you about that in such a way that causes everybody to ship me with Harry for the next 25 years.
Oh God, too many people do. Let's also not forget...
Including causing a giant portion of the fandom to rewrite the last 2 books so that everything goes a little bit different in the end.
Let's also not forget the fact that that Harry... That at one point in Deathly Hallows, we get to see Ron unwitness a naked and Harry and Hermione making out.
Mm-hmm. The good ending.
Come on! I said naked, damn it! And alright, I guess we gotta do it ourselves. You know, for kids! That's a bit from Doug Walker's bum review of Deathly Hallows Part 1, which he did with Linkara as well. Quite a few guests at a convention they were at.
Oh, alright.
It was hilarious.
Oh, hi, Seamus.
Huh?
Seamus, the character.
Okay.
Yeah, Seamus Finnegan.
Seamus Finnegan.
Hi, Neville.
Neville Longbottom, who actually grows up to be, apparently he's considered the most handsome of the Harry Potter cast.
Well, yeah, because his actor's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe goes on to essentially just do whatever the fuck he wants in Hollywood. Because he never has to work again. Rupert Grint has essentially retired to be a family man, and he stars in a couple of things here and there. The most recent thing he was in a music video by Ed Sheeran where he plays himself and Ed Sheeran is his stalker. That's fun. That's a funny music video. Go watch that. Yes, Maggie Smith here.
Yeah.
And again, Tom Felton here has gone on to have fairly good career, I'd say.
Felton, and many people have said, is the best acting out of the child actors in this.
Yes.
Definitely.
He has read the story My Immortal live online,
and he's like,
I'm at every step of the way.
That when you told me about that for the first time, that was fucking hilarious.
And he was also in a couple seasons of The Flash.
Oh boy. And he was also in
Hi, Crab and Goyle.
It was also in Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Get your damn dirty hands off me, you damn dirty ape.
Yes, he was in Rise of the Planet of the
Apes.
Apes.
Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape. God damn it, I fucked up the quote. That's like the most famous quote in almost any movie.
Get your stinking hands off me, you damn dirty human, said as Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, this sequence took place on the train in the book. And they'd previously met at the Madame Malkin's robe shop. Although I will say,
it's like up until
for a character.
It's like after Chamber of Secrets up until up until Half-Blood Prince, Malfoy ends up kind of being treated as a joke.
Yeah.
Whereas here in Chamber of Secrets, he ends up being a flat out menace to society. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a man named Ichabod Crane who was being pursued by the Headless Horseman, who was trying to kill him.
Ichabod Crane.
Sadly, the actor who voices the Sorting Hat has all lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Richard Harris.
The first
archetype,
Dumbledore.
The very first Dumbledore, the archetype for every old man voice I've ever done in my career. I read his speech from Goblet of Fire in one of my acting classes.
Mr. Filch.
Yes, as played by...
And Mrs. Norris.
Yep.
Bradley... What's his name? Doug Bradley? Not Doug Bradley. Hey, Doug Bradley is the guy who played Pinhead. Bradley... David Bradley, that's his name. Who played the first Doctor, I believe? Yes, the first Doctor in Twice Upon a Time, and he also played Solomon in Dinosaurs on a Spaceship.
How unusual.
One of the only good episodes Chris Chibnall
I saw an
wrote.
I saw an absolute legend on the far left.
Gryffindor!
Gryffindor!
That's a golf clap if I ever saw one. Smuggest son of a bitch I ever did see.
I like how the hat doesn't even come down on his head, and the Sorting Hat's just like, yep, I know who this is.
I feel like somebody's watching me.
Somebody's watching me. I feel like it might be Hans Gruber over there.
Oh. Alex, let us never forget that time we ended up reading Harry Potter, the Most Electrifying Man.
Oh my god.
It doesn't matter what you think.
You can find that elsewhere.
Yes, I believe that was a Comics for All stream, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Chamber of Secrets is the last time the Sorting Hat ever really speaks in anything.
I think it is.
Yeah. Well, they wind up slashing out pretty much all of the opening feast and the Sorting Hat ceremony. You know, like, they did miss the Sorting Hat ceremony in Chamber of Secrets, but there was supposed to be one, but then they just cut out a bunch of stuff, and...
Gryffindor!
Yay! Ron says every Weasley gone unbad, or every wizard gone bad has been in Slytherin, and I'm like, Snape actually redeemed himself.
Not everyone in Slytherin is bad.
No,
it's just the majority of them are.
Blaise Zabini.
Not all, not all, but most.
Blaise Zabini is from Slytherin. He was a good guy. Except in the last two movies.
Well, suddenly...
Oh, yeah.
Suddenly food just magically appeared.
Yeah, so in this film, they shot this with all real food. And,
when redheads attack?
It made Chris Columbus swear to never shoot with real food ever again if he could help it.
Yeah, Snape will eventually get that job in Half-Blood Prince, but we don't see that in the movie. Hey.
Ah.
Hey, isn't that Sir Lancelot?
Yes, it's our first
Yes,
member.
it is.
It's our first member of Monty Python.
Yep.
The Fat Friar. Here's the Bloody Baron. Sir John Cleese. Sir Nicholas de Mimsy Porpington. I like how
that must have been quite the effect.
I like how they don't go into explaining. Yeah, this is shot at a number of locations in both the United Kingdom and the United States.
Interesting.
The external shot of the building, I believe, is a castle in Scotland. The interiors are shot.
I'll be right back, gents.
Various.
All right, take your time.
So there's some stuff that's on sets in Warner Brothers Studios. There's stuff that's shot in various schools and academies and castles, like I said, in the United Kingdom. And then there's some things that were shot in some American schools with a bit of set dressing. Then
That's
after Chris Columbus leaves, I believe this particular area was actually shot in an American area, in an American school. I don't remember which one it was, but this area changes in Prisoner of Azkaban, as does the fat lady here.
Yes.
But the Warner Brothers actually got kicked out of some of the shooting locations that they were using after Chris Columbus left, because Chris Columbus was able to do some negotiations, and when Warner Brothers said, "Hey, we're coming back," they got told, "No, you guys fucked up our grounds, and now we don't want you here anymore." And because I think I remember reading that Chris Columbus knew the dean of one of the schools they were shooting at, and then when he left, they just got told they weren't allowed to come back. That may not be entirely true. I may be misremembering some things, but I do know that they were definitely kicked out of their shooting locations because the entire area changes in the third film.
Meow. Meow. Next thing you know, McGonagall's going to turn into Gary the Snail. At rest. Morning, everyone. I mean, eventually Harry would get a map.
Yes.
That door knew better. Seriously, that door
Professor
just knows
Snape, are you going to close the door? No.
No, it knows.
I'm not going to be closing the door.
Potter.
Weasley, I didn't even say anything. 5 points off of Gryffindor.
5 points from Gryffindor.
And with that steely stare and cross of his arms, Alan Rickman made the entire female audience a sploosh.
You're welcome.
Oh. I mean, seriously, come on. What do I look like, a charity case?
Our new celebrity.
Well, no, sir, you look like an urchin living under the street. A hard case that's tough to beat. Oh yeah, they also cut out the fact that the Dursleys didn't allow Harry to do any studying during the summertime.
Not interested, Miss Granger.
I'm going to despise you, aren't I?
I can clearly tell
I'm going to hate all of you.
that I'm not going to get along with you. Draco's just taking absolute glee in watching his godfather take apart the boy who spurned him.
Yeah, Snape is noticing that, and no one's taking any notes.
God!
Take notes.
The way Alan Rickman didn't move his head, but just darts his eyes around and was like, I can tell none of you are doing anything. Why aren't you writing?
Keep it up. 5 more points from Gryffindor.
But we didn't do anything. I know.
I'm aware.
The House Cup isn't even a plot point in the movie after the second book.
No, it's kind of an important thing. Seamus, what are you doing? You're not Jesus. You have a couple of the same syllables in your name. I remember somebody called out Rowling for like a racist caricature of an Irishman for Seamus Finnegan, but like it's just like there's so many people who blow shit up by accident in the books and movies, you know?
Yeah, so it's not exclusively an Irish thing.
Like, it's the movies that focused mostly on Seamus doing it. He wasn't the only one. Harry had more than his fair share of exploding shit. Yeah, they cut out the line about his grandmother. In fact, I don't think his grandmother appears at all in these.
No.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. The plot thickens.
Indeed.
And, Madam Hooch's actress here, Zoe something or other, I don't remember what her name was. She was in Harry Potter. She was Cassandra, Lady Cassandra, jokingly referred to by Rose Tyler as Michael Jackson, because she was just a perfectly flat piece of skin.
with conviction. Ow! He's like, I'll give you a feeling.
Oh, what a feeling.
Keep in mind, so Alex, here's a thing from the anime Black Clover. So after a while of Asta not being able to use magic and having to ride around on somebody else's broomstick, he decides the best thing to do is surf on his gigantic sword.
Okay.
I wish I was making that up. And this is during the portion of the series where he decided to go sleeves because Asta keeps losing shirts. Yeah, Hogwarts is totally a safe place for children everywhere, guys.
It's less that it's safe and more that wizarding parents and English parents generally have... that was a bit rough, but it was like 2 seconds. English parents have generally no regard for the safety of their children. Switch between the CGI model and the actor laying on the ground.
The fact that that's the worst injury he suffered is certainly something. Because you'd think he'd break a bit. You'd think he'd break you think he'd have a couple of ribs be broken?
Yeah, maybe like some... People tend to catch themselves weird when they fall if they don't know how to fall.
A couple of ribs be broken.
Maybe weird when like so I can understand snapping a wrist there, but at the same time, like, you're right, it would make sense if he had like a broken rib or something like that.
Oh, that's another quote. Oh, that TV tropes is used.
His hair looks almost
brought to you by
red
Burger
here.
King. Malfoy must have quite an arm.
Well, he does go on to be Slytherin's seeker for a reason. It's not just his daddy's money buying him onto the team.
Yep.
Because the captain of the Slytherin Quidditch team wouldn't have, like, that. This is stuff that they cut out in the movie, but like, that's not something that he would have just done if he hadn't also been good at his job. Because the Slytherin, I don't remember what his name was now, but I remember in the book, Harry was trying to imagine what wood was, and he was like, "Is wood going to be a giant stick she's going to beat me with? What?"
Oh, so...
We are the elite beat agents. If there's a problem, we beat it.
So, does that also include meat? Yes.
Yes.
Then you just see them at a local meadery just beating up large things of meat? What do you think
hired out as freelance tenderizers.
We're just all making the most thinly veiled sexual innuendos out here. And the worst part is they're not even doing anything explicitly sexual. They're just,
Oh, if you look to the right there, you will see Tom Riddle's award for special services to Hogwarts.
Yeah. Special services.
Although we don't see his name there.
I remember when CinemaSins did this movie, and for whatever reason, they were like, why are they running away from Mrs. Norris? The cat that is...
Filch's cat, yeah. Now
and will alert him...
They did fail to explain that in the movie, but at the same time, we saw her in his arms.
I like how Mrs. Norris is just looking more confused than anything.
This music is as dramatic as any song of Indiana Jones running away from danger.
Like seriously, Mrs. Norris is just looking around like, should I do something or no? Oh, sorry. I was debating looking for you. I think I saw 3 people. Okay. Sausages. 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 Yeah, that was actually a gag from the riff track of this movie. Cerberus, right. Guardian.
You know what we need to do? We've got to find Josh Keaton, whatever the cost.
Why?
Because he's the only one who can tame Cerberus.
Wasn't it Tate Donovan?
Don't get me confused with the specifics.
Kind of have to, because Tate Donovan was the voice of... He tamed the Cerberus.
Hermione, I just want to meet Spider-Man. Is that too much to ask?
Yes. Yes, it is.
God damn it, he's owned by the other company. That's a Steve Kloves line. That was
Ron,
that was a Harry line in the book, and Steve Kloves rewrote it.
You want to know something funny? I guarantee you a parody would have probably made either Harry or Ron say, she needs to get laid big time.
I guarantee you that's what laid
big time. Big time. Big time.
All right, Tristan. You're a love interest. You go ahead and lay the pipe.
Why do you want me to do that?
Why is it that...
Yeah, because you're the one playing Ron in this parody.
Yeah, the funny thing is,
I feel like... no idea.
I feel like Damon and I get closer to the tone that Martin goes for his Tristan voice.
My throat is fucked right now. Like, I have been battling, like, probably 2-3 weeks of chronic dry throat. Like, my mouth is wet, but my throat is dry. And so I'm just not having a great time.
Yeah, the funny thing is, my throat can be quite dry at times, especially at work. And some people are like, when I'm talking a lot, do you ever take a breath?
I've gone through... Thursday, I went through 1.5 gallons of water, and Friday, I went through 1.25 gallons. Yeah, this is a practice snitch. Practice snitches are different to regular snitches. Practice snitches don't have the thing where they kind of stop working.
Yep.
After they get touched. That's an extended piece of lore. That is not something that was present in the movies, and I think it's only kind of alluded to in the book. I believe they brought it up in either the official Quidditch handbook or the Hogwarts Quidditch World Cup game, which was almost intolerable in how the story mode was presented, but
yeah.
Hi, Professor Flitwick. You're looking a lot older than you will in future movies.
Mm-hmm.
Played by Warwick Davis, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm Warwick Davis. I'm in that horrible Willow show that Disney deleted.
Well, that is how we're gonna have to find Hermione. We have to purposefully say Leviosa in the wrong tone.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how Seamus, you gotta stop doing that.
I love how
Or maybe he's just got a bad wand.
I love how shell-shocked Harry is. He's just like, just got a burn on the left side of my face. I might grow up to become Harvey Dent, you know?
I think she heard you, Ron.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, she shouldn't have.
Following day, or later on Halloween.
Those apples, despite the fact that they look really good, I know for a fact that they're not, because I have had those kinds of apples before, and they taste hideous.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Hey, Quirrels.
There's a meme.
Hey, Quirrell, stop acting like a pussy and do something about it. You're defensive against the dark arts.
Why do they hire such a pansy
And
as
fainted.
the data professor? I'd
Well-
like to know who some of the professors at the table here are, because they're not the professors who'll show up later in these films.
Let's also keep in mind the fact that Dumbledore hired the next professor for defense against the dark arts teacher just to expose him for the fraud he is.
Yeah, he hired him from the pages of Witch Weekly.
Yep. And then we actually get a legit defense against the dark arts teacher in the following.
Yes, the best defense against the dark arts teacher they had until Snape was Ares from Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Troll in this film still looks better than the other things that we'll see later on.
Oh, hello.
It's not quite Lord of the Rings level, but it is pretty damn good.
Hermione's like, okay, I think I might want to go back in. I didn't need you to tell me that, but thank you anyway. Hey, bitch. All right, my brain's the size of a walnut.
Ah. You don't get this kind of thing these days, like an actual practical set with props and shit.
Nope.
Like the whole thing would have just been the CGI scene.
Do something. Do something. Literally anything would be welcome.
Die. I die.
No.
Harry very nearly died approximately 5 times here. Hermione was nearly killed about 10 by my count. Very lucky that he didn't snap his wand here. That'll be very important later on.
Yep.
Be lucky it wasn't your neck, Harry.
So we incapacitated a troll.
Ugh. Ugh.
Nasty.
Ugh. Believe in the book Harry wiped it on his trousers.
Even Snape is skeptical. He's like...
Snape is like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm half tempted to get my vial of Veritas serum and slip it over there in pumpkin juice. I love how she just shoves past Quirrell.
Yeah, sure, because you're not acting
carry on,
suspicious
children.
at all.
The guilty laugh.
I love how when you know the actual twist, you realize how sus as Quirrell actually is.
Yeah, it's the difference in the level of craft between this film and Goblet of Fire. Yeah.
It's okay, Alex. It's okay. We'll get to it eventually.
Goblet of Fire still isn't as bad as Order of the Phoenix.
I'm keeping my eye
See,
on
look.
the
See, look.
children.
We're supposed to believe that Snape is uber sus, but
I appreciate how all of the pieces fall together in such a way for both ways that you could read this, both the correct way and the way the characters read it. This is one of those examples of excellent misdirection.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, that is...
And how it works into a proper subversion of expectations.
I mean, hell, this was pointed out in the 03 Teen Titans series, where it's like, how does one unexecute a good plan with effective misdirection?
Now, this scene, I understand why they did it the way they did it, but I believe this scene,
Janitors of the round table will assemble
in the dorm room because they were told.
By the way,
table.
Riff Tracks kind of dubs Quidditch essentially pod racing.
The best part of the movie and should have been included in every subsequent film.
Well, Quidditch is actually fun. I'll take it over normal sports any day.
More like they hate a sequence and every time it appears.
Yeah, well, Alfonso Cuarón very much agrees with them, as does everybody who works on these films after Chris Columbus. To the point where one of the best scenes in Goblet of Fire was completely slashed out, and an entire excellent subplot was cut from Order of the Phoenix.
Which was Harry getting banned from Quidditch.
Uh-huh.
I swear, for one of these meme posters, we gotta do Harry Potter and the Second Amendment.
Well, I do have Guns Akimbo on the shelf behind me.
No, as in one of the meme posters for the thumbnail. We're not doing Guns Akimbo, because I'm like, yeah, that's a little too weird for my taste.
Nah. What?
We can't hear you.
What?
Speak
we can't
louder,
hear
woman.
you. Speak louder.
See, this is literally why Shazam actually made a really good joke on this whole shindig. Just the fact that the characters are too far away realistically. So if you want to see a compilation of Riff Tracks bitching about Quidditch, and you can look it up on YouTube.
They've cut out all of Dean Thomas's weird commentary, which is kind of funny because it's you know, I liked Dean's blatantly biased commentary and how he was trying to hit on Angelina in the book.
Bitch.
Oh I'm British.
Dang it. Ow! Son of a bitch. Yeah. And I'll take this side. Boo! 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 Notice no commentary for when Slytherin scores.
Yeah. Which is kind of unfortunate. Dean's Dean's comments in the book were fucking hilarious. Especially with how McGonagall kept having to tell him to stop being biased.
Oh dear. What in God's name was I thinking when I signed up for this movie? I mean, seriously, what the hell was I being paid? You can see in the wide shot
there that Quirrell's eyes are never leaving where Harry is, but you can only see that briefly.
Yep. And Snape is trying to cast counter curses.
Yep. Now, in the book, she used reusable fire. Here, she just actually sets a fire. Because she scraped...
What?
Yeah, because in the book, she scraped the fire off once she was done and put it in a jar. Which I can admit didn't actually... Didn't actually, amount to much.
Yep.
I like how Snape just backhands Quirrell by accident and he flips over.
Yep.
Once again, a little bit of nice attention to detail that we.
It's like Hermione
in later films,
and Hermione unintentionally. So Hermione trying to
sabotage Snape, she actually wound up helping Harry anyways.
Yeah, she ended up helping him and Harry.
Yeah.
Harry anyway. Oh, see?
And here's where Harry's sort of daredevil nature gains him the win.
Wait. Yep. Oh!
Who does this kid think he is? Tony fucking Orr?
Oh, thank God. And RiffTrax kind of makes Malfoy be like, "What will mein Führer say?" And thus Harry ruled over the kingdom of Camelot. His reign lasted for 9 bloody years, as everyone who dared to oppose him was brutally executed.
And this is where Harry starts proving himself not only as a celebrity, but also as something of a sports hero.
Aww. Fluffy sounds. You want to know the interesting thing? Fluffy looks like a 3-headed Cane Corso. Which, by the way, Cane Corsos are actually a fairly well-known bully breeds.
Yes, one of my neighbors had one, and she was incredibly affectionate, but she would not let you pet her. She would jump up and down and slobber all over you, but the moment you tried to pet her, she would dance away maniacally, as though, haha, you can't touch me. I'm allowed to touch you, but you can't touch me.
Well, either a Cane Corso or a Staffy.
Yeah, I had one of those. Hagrid's catchphrase. The winter scenes especially suffered on the remaster because everything looked bloody green.
Green!
Green,
For
I tells ya!
everyone!
It was like it was corrected. It was like it was color corrected by somebody at Toei. Oh!
Oh no, not the green tin!
You know, it's weird how it's like we could of course assume Funimation did a lot of bad color correction, but then of course we also have to acknowledge the fact that Toei themselves are responsible for a lot of bad Dragon Ball releases.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, they cut out the whole thing about the Christmas crackers. I remember when I first read. You can see the Christmas crackers here, but they're not like they don't pull them open. I remember when I was a kid, I first read Christmas cracker. I thought. I thought that they were like saltine crackers that you broke open. You know, I didn't realize that there was a British thing where you'd open up a little thing with like a pop inside. You know. Excuse me.
You know, the funny thing is that the books kind of lampshade how Hermione pretty much is the brains of the whole, is pretty much the brains and the one who carries everybody. Whereas in the books, it's like everybody carries equal amount of weight.
Yeah, Ron. A lot of Ron's lines wind up going to Hermione in the movies, and a bunch of Harry's lines wind up going to Ron, as I mentioned. But the fact that they cut out all of Harry's internal narration bothers me. It bothers me less in this, but his thought process is very informative about his character in the books, and as time goes on, a lot of the complaints people have about Harry as a character aren't actually about Harry as a character. It's about how he's written in the movies, because he's like they don't present him that way in the book. Like, when you're in his head, you understand him a lot better. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I always wanted a cloak like this. I have, sort of a cloak with the same kind of pattern on it somewhere.
Yeah, the funny thing is that usual usual invisibility cloaks actually only make the cloaks themselves invisible. However, this invisibility cloak is important as it is a Deathly Hallow.
Yes. It's not just a barrier of visibility. It is essentially a hole in space and time.
Yep, as given to one of the brothers by the Grim Reaper himself. The youngest.
Seasons don't fear the Reaper.
Nor do the winds or the sun or the rain.
My YouTube music app stopped working a couple of days ago, so I had to start listening to my car radio again. Shock and awe. And that was one of the songs they were playing on it earlier.
Interesting.
Yeah. They played that right after playing Headstrong by Trapped. Which is interesting. Granted, that's exactly the kind of thing that I'd do, because I've got...
Oh my. Who's there?
Because that's the kind of things I've got on my phone. Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff in the book that they...
Yes, I can. Watch me.
Sort of pared down here. It's not exactly that it was entirely critical to the plot, but there is a sequence. Well, there is a sequence with Peeves that's quite important, but it's and it also kind of establishes Harry as a bit of a trickster himself. So that's one of Harry's character traits gone in the first movie alone.
Of course. Hello, Mrs. Norris. You are looking absolutely adorable today. Yeah, the sad thing is does Severus Snape have to choke a bitch? Just imagine Snape slowly reaching it into his neck, being all like...
I like how you can see them moving the camera backwards away from Alan Rickman.
Now, where was I? Oh, yes, you were about to kiss me.
That's almost a Steven Spielberg level of motion there, you know? Because that's the kind of thing Spielberg did when he was shooting E.T. Dear God, August, could you brush your teeth before you come into work?
No.
No, that's not happening.
Sadly, I ran out of toothpaste. I don't have a toothbrush.
No,
Merlin's-
toothbrush here.
By Merlin's beard, Argus. We're in a castle full of wizards. Why didn't you just ask me to make you some more toothpaste? You sneaking, slinking little squib. So yeah, so these scenes here with the Mirror of Erised and the one with Dumbledore later, these are the only ones that have better color grading, I'd say. Not that this is bad. This is perfectly fine. Like, this is perfectly resemblant of, like, you being in a room and the moon being right outside your window and shining in. Like, the moon can be as bright as the sun sometimes. Obviously, you know, that's somewhat hyperbole. By the way, Harry's dad here is named Adrian Rollins, and he was in an episode called Planet of the Ood, Season 4 of the revival.
Interesting.
Yes. Lily looks exactly like what Ginny will grow up to be. That's funny. Like,
it is.
Bonnie Wright grew up to look exactly like the actress who plays Harry's mother here. And I don't think they knew that was what was going to happen at the time. Like that Ginny was... Like, the filmmakers didn't know that Ginny was going to be his wife.
I don't know if Rowling's knew.
Rowling didn't know. Rowling pulled that out of her ass. Let's be fair here. That's the biggest criticism I will give. Like, they developed Harry and Hermione quite significantly throughout both the books and the movies, and then Red Bard, I believe, had a good video on it. Then she
Bloody hell, Ron's favourite word.
Yeah. Then Red Bard went and made a complete and utter ass of herself about the house at Fata Morgana and Vic Mignogna.
It's okay, Alex. It's okay.
She was one of my favorite YouTubers, Kevin. I followed her for years.
And then she decided to be a bitch.
And then she decided to be a massive fucking bitch about things. It's kind of like how Jim Sterling used to be one of my favorite YouTubers, and then he went and became a complete and utter prick, and then he kept going. And then he kept going.
And going.
Now, who do you think would be able to do that?
What?
Who do you think? Who do you think can walk up to the Mirror of Erised and only see things as they are?
Next to nobody.
Yeah, but in like characters in fiction, obviously Spider-Man would not be able to do that. But somebody who would just walk up to her and look at it and is like, what's so special about this mirror? Obviously, like Tom Bombadil.
Oh boy.
I hold the Dario, Tom Bombadillo. What the hell is up with this mirror fellow? And I must dance away. Oh, I know who.
Who?
Samwise Gamgee.
Yes. Especially by the end of Lord of the Rings.
Sam would walk up, he'd see things exactly as they are, or as nod his head, and then walk right back away.
I love Hedwig.
Yeah.
I hope nothing bad happens to her in a later installment in the series.
Yeah. Nothing bad better happen to this beautiful owl. Better not happen as a cheap way of stabbing me in the stomach and tearing out my heart.
Nope. Nothing at all.
Quidditch. I always wanted to take in a game.
There was a Lego Harry Potter set that was like the entire outside of the this was one of the early ones. So it was like a scaled down exterior with a bunch of miniature insides, and it wasn't that expensive, but it's like it was so cool. And now the new one that they have just isn't as good, and it's smaller, and it costs more. Kind of like the Death Star set they have. I love how Harry just shrugs, is like it's as if they don't trust us, and is like, well, why would they have a reason to? It's not like we've done a bunch of stuff they told us not to. Foreshadowing. No!
No, Seamus.
No! No!
That's a massive bald spot.
Not part of your hair.
And then it turned out he was super gay for him.
The Dumbledore fast one.
When Dumbledore was played by Jude Law.
Guys!
Hedwig's...
Take your fucking Wizards cards!
You want to know what one of the Wizards was on that in Ron's deck?
Was it... Damn!
It's Dark Magician.
Ah.
Ron,
I was about to say,
Oh.
What? Excuse me. Excuse me.
Subtitles.
Excuse me, subtitles. What?
The
subtitles are right. The dialogue is wrong. Why?
Stop lying to us, movie. Stop lying to us, movie. Stop lying to us, movie.
Sort of fucking God, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna get my Blu-ray of this, and I'm gonna check. Because I have the UK Blu-ray box set. I also have the US 4x3 full screen version of all of like the first 5 films, I believe. And I also have all of the it's doing it again. And I also have the entire film series on UMD for PSP. Just because it was such a neat novelty, you know?
Nope, I should not have told you that.
I love how big Fang is and how he's doing that thing that bloodhounds do. Or no, that's a boarhound, I think. Yeah, that's a boarhound. Where they just lean into your face and sniff.
Aw. Ain't he adorable?
I hope. Do you not? You know, maybe we should look up how to sex dragons, just in case this isn't a male. Nah, it'll be fine. Nah, it'll be fine. This is all we get of the dragon subplot in this movie.
Oh.
We completely cut out the sequence of them getting the dragon, getting Norbert to Charlie. And the sequence of them losing the invisibility cloak in the process.
Malfoy unknowingly got himself in trouble as well.
I love how smug he looks. And about how dejected he's going to at the end.
He's like, wait a second. I did.
You can eat shit, you little bastard.
Now join your classmates in detention, Mr. Malfoy.
In the Forbidden Forest, if you don't mind.
I hate all of you.
The sounds of screaming were great.
Yep, that line is all that amounts of that entire sequence in the book.
Just imagine Filch walking up to him and just smacking him. And he's like, get a hold of yourself, man.
Get a hold of yourself, man.
But then Filch has to get up on a stool to do that. Oh, don't be such a pussy. Werewolves are commonplace around here. We have them every Tuesday. Hell, one of our students was a werewolf.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get in my blue police box and fly off into the sunset.
Wait, what?
You heard and saw nothing.
The only reason I know of the only reason my introduction to the Doctor Who theme was actually from Family Guy. Specifically during their Star Wars bit. Han Solo comments, man, hyperspace always looks so freaky. And it's the Doctor Who theme.
I hope it wasn't hurt bad by one of our professors. I don't want to be here today. I should have called in sick.
Even Courage the Cowardly Dog is more brave than that dog.
And then you just hear Courage go,
Couldn't have sent me off. Couldn't have sent me in here with a gun now, could they? No, they have to send me with two bloody useless wizardlings. I know my rights, even though humans aren't allowed to have guns in the UK anymore. Or I know, there's no rules against canines having them. But fine, you didn't have articulable fingers.
Yeah,
I do when they're useful.
See, Fang is a Cane Corso.
I remember the way
yummy.
Quirrell's described here. When the Dementors showed up in Prisoner of Azkaban, and I thought for like a second, like, are those like, are those wizards who drank unicorn blood or something? What the fuck?
But no, it turns out they're a bit worse.
No. Yeah.
And unexpectedly to the rescue, a centaur from Narnia.
Yes, the other centaurs will not be present in this scene. Even though the conversation that our pal here has with them is highly critical to the plot.
Wait, so you said you were from Narnia. What is that? What even is that? Oh, trust me, you'd have to go through 7 whole books of nonsense to understand that.
I don't see Golden Freeman anywhere around here. Yeah, the sequence of Frenzy carrying Harry to safety on his back and being ridiculed by the other centaurs about it, that's just gone. Which is set up for the thing that happens to Umbridge in the 5th book.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you remember when I was talking about brown M&Ms? This is one of those.
Yep. And then we get it filled with more brown M&Ms.
And then
they put more.
And then Warner Brothers runs out of M&Ms and starts taking a blowtorch to the Skittles box. Because they can't afford chocolate at that point. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's amazing to think that a company that made movies that made as much money as the Harry Potter franchise and Lord of the Rings, by the way, wound up going on to essentially bankrupt themselves with a decade of shitty superhero movies.
Yeah.
And now they're being sold again. They kind of screwed up the passage of time in these movies. Because aside from the fact that Christmas happened, I wasn't really sure that a whole year had passed. Oh, danger. Danger is my middle name. Oh yeah, notice how Hagrid's hut is not on a hill. Look at that. Not a hill. It's not on a fucking hill, Alfonso. Couldn't have shot that on a soundstage, could you, you incompetent fuck? Like how he was playing the Harry Potter theme on the flute there.
I should have told you that.
Hagrid,
In fact,
this
I
is
shouldn't
why
have told you a lot of that.
Hagrid, this is why they don't let you actually do anything of importance later on.
Please leave a message after the beep. The Philosopher stoned.
The Philosopher... I'm sorry, Mr. Potter, but the subtitles are saying one thing, and you're saying another. Which one is it? Are you after the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone?
I don't know anymore.
Which bloody audio track were we even playing? It's not like I explicitly went out of my way to find the fucking Philosopher's Stone
Afternoon.
version of this or anything.
I couldn't help notice you three were shit-talking about me behind my back.
Heard that you were talking shit and thought that I wouldn't hear it.
Up to something. Well, one thing's for certain.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to wear that turtleneck? It looks ridiculous on you. Oh, God.
Don't question that, Potter. Absolutely like your father.
I have to.
He then later goes. Then he later goes to
Fangirl's hickeys somehow.
He then goes up to a mirror and he's like, "Damn it, he's right. I do look ridiculous in this.
I may look ridiculous, but all the poontang I get is worth it."
Ribbit. Ribbit. Aw, that's precious.
Sorry, buddy, but you're petrified.
I'm not petrified, but I seem to be struck by you.
Jesus Christ, Hermione, he hit his head twice. He's got a
Finger
brain
11.
bleed. Hermione, if we don't do something soon, he's going to be paralyzed for life. He might even die. Hermione, you're just going to leave him there.
Yeah.
Give him a paralyzed heal.
Brain damage, Hermione. He's never going to walk again. He's going to wind up with the same old St. Mangos as his parents.
Oh my god, we are just taking the absolute piss out of this movie.
This is great.
I just wanted to say, guys, this commentary is everything I always hoped it would be. Thank you for being here.
No problem, man. So if any sort of music could soothe this savage beast, might I suggest the intermission theme from Monty Python? I'm like, must resist urge to pet puppy. Must resist urge to pet puppy. It is very cute puppy.
The dog is so cute.
You.
Hey, Mr. Puppy, may I pet you now? I guess not.
Bum 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 bum. I get up, can nothing get me down.
Hey, Alex, let's also never. Oh dear, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
No.
Yep.
Just how you
That's how they usually start. Oh dear, Hermione's finding out the hard way.
Desperately trying not to picture all of that fan art from over the decades. Got to roll with the punches and get to what's real. Hermione isn't using the fire from earlier. She's not conjuring fire, guys. The fire makes it retreat, guys. Scene would have taken less time if you just used fire, guys. Then we would have had time for a scene that you cut out, guys. And you're gonna use the fire anyways, aren't you, guys? Hates fire, too. Yeah, so you essentially used fire. So, hey, guys, if we hadn't made that scene run approximately twice the length it needed to, we might have had time left over. Yeah, that's fuck you, Steve Kloves. We might have had time to,
oh, no.
to have the potions scene, which isn't in this film. Quite important.
Alex, relax. It's okay. We're in the good Harry Potter movies, according to your words of wisdom.
Yeah. Good is a relative term. I love this scene here. This sequence is great.
How convenient. A broomstick happens to be right there when our protagonists need them.
I suppose
the
idea is less to make it impossible challenges and make it incredibly unlikely challenges.
See, they tried to unlock it.
Hmm.
One out of several. Meanwhile, Snape is like, I swear I've gotten a cold. Professor McGonagall, I fear I've gotten a cold. Where do you assume something like that?
Yeah,
You don't say, Ron.
If we hadn't complicated this, we might have been able to do that other thing that happens later on. No shit. I wonder if those are rendered wings or if that was an actual mechanical thing.
Feels like they're rendered.
Well, I meant on the one that Hermione was holding, but yeah. Now, I will admit, for all my qualms about the way this was executed, that was a cool shot.
Hey, remember those scenes of wizard chess from earlier?
Yep, I remember that.
That would be Alex's reaction to the Harry Potter 2.
Yeah. Like the piles of extra/broken pieces in the corners and all around the board.
How about no?
How about no?
You want to play the game? It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about control, and if you can't take it.
Sadly, I kind of came to that conclusion. Isn't it a rook?
Yes, but people call it castle all the time, unfortunately. It's like how some people call the knight the horse.
I forget what Rift Track says as to this.
I love the wizard chess scene.
Yep.
I always wanted just a Harry Potter wizard chess set. I just haven't ever... I haven't ever gotten one. I've got a couple of decent chess sets. Funny thing is, I actually don't play chess that much anymore.
Okay. Then let's do this, bitch.
Oh, the music is getting a bit Star Wars there, John.
I can definitely hear a resemblance.
And of course, there is that one section in Across the Stars, which is basically just the I forget the term from it now. One of the leitmotifs from Hedwig's theme. There's always a lot of cross-pollination between John Williams' works.
Yep. And since Harry is a
like the
bishop,
bishop was holding up a gun, but no, it's just two fingers.
Curses foiled again.
Ah, it's such a cool shot, too.
Damn straight he is.
Yep. Here is where Hermione is going to stay for the remainder of this sequence, even though she helped him pass the potion sequence in the book.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, she helped him pass the potion sequence, and that was Hermione. It was separated from Harry.
And that was the place where... Ironically, this one kind of does more to build her relationship with Ron there, whereas in the book it was served quite significantly to build how she related with Harry, and, yeah, right up those stairs was supposed to be a fire.
Yep.
Past that fire was the potion sequence.
Yep. I mean, come on. It takes an ally of Voldemort to know when Voldemort's up to something. What if I
What
if
was
I
that?
cast a
Soon to be Ray
spell?
Fiennes.
Look in my eyes. What do you see?
Cult of personality, Professor.
Hmm. He's
I'm over the top!
no. Oh, what is
Sort
Harry?
of a
No, you want to know
subtle
what
foreshadowing of Voldemort's legitimacy here, by the way.
you want? You want to know what Harry saw? The cult of personality.
But da na na da da na na.
Hey, he has a nose.
Where's your snake nose? Tom? Tom?
With it.
Tom, what happened to your snake nose?
I won't have that until later. It's part of the resurrection process. Don't worry about it.
Resurrection. See, Gil had a much more simple resurrection method. He had to make sure he had a bar of super. Just one bar, and then suddenly, resurrection.
Yep. I mean, I could just kill you. That's always an option.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Well, there was that one time in band camp when he did dance with me.
We were on
It was
a
very
blind
awkward.
date. He said I was too creepy, though.
Apparently I was saying too many unsettling things to him. I think it was those times at band camp. And with...
Oh, yeah, here's the thing that some pastor tried to... I think it was Falwell tried to say was an example of why the movie was evil.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah. It was like, hey, completely taking out of context, it's the villain saying this.
Does Professor Quirrell have to choke a bitch?
Like how... Yeah, and then as he's touching him, his hands start burning.
I have the power. Stone, right. I almost forgot about that. Hey, wait, what's happening? Are we winning? What's that smell?
Let me tell you something, Voldemort. It doesn't matter what you think.
Well, someone's getting stoned, all
All
right.
that matters is if you smell what the Harry is cooking.
I guarantee you that would have to be how that version of Philosopher Stone ends.
Just Harry dropping the people's elbow on fucking Voldemort heard off the top step.
Okay, so Harry's got the Philosopher's Stone. Mission accomplished.
I remember in the yeah. Yeah, so this is how they accomplished him winding up in the hospital wing here. In the book, it was more down to the actual contact with Voldemort taking a lot out of him because he, they were essentially both strangling each other at that point, and Harry succeeded faster because of his mother's
love.
The little spell she had, yeah. But yeah. Well, Voldemort wants to know what love is, but he doesn't want anybody to show him. He's gonna find out what love is, and he's going to be hurt in the process.
So, naturally, the whole school knows.
They're both fine. Don't need to worry about a thing. It'll never be brought up ever again in any form of conversation whatsoever.
Now there is a series about Nicholas Flamel, where Nicholas Flamel comes to America, and I like to think that Nicholas Flamel and his wife, whose name escapes me at the moment, and after this, has just came to America and made more Philosopher stunts.
Because of course she did.
I like to think that those two are connected, even though those books are completely incompatible in terms of how they're written. They just have different magic systems.
Harry, allow me to introduce you to a thing called Horcruxes. You see, Voldemort, as a mass murderer, he caused quite a bit of damage to his soul, my dear boy, and so he was able to rip off large chunks of it and stick them in various things, and even an Asian woman. Now, while normally white men sticking things in an Asian woman would involve his penis, for him it was a part of his soul. And then he cursed her to transform forever into a snake. Don't try and question the logic behind that, dear boy. It's quite odd. It's in a prequel series that is on indefinite hiatus. Earwax.
Hey, you
completely leaving out the fact that Harry missed the final Quidditch game of the season because of this.
And
we lost the fucking Quidditch cup because of that. Excuse me, which was a massive plot point going into the first time that they actually won the Quidditch cup. But yeah.
I know, Hermione. I know.
Snape is not even pleased. He's just there.
He's like, yeah, whatever.
But he is actually clapping, which is as close as he gets to smiling.
Just to spite you, fuckers.
Most of which has been cut out of this film, but never mind.
Hmm.
Neville Longbottom. Neville, you absolute fucking legend, you.
Good on you, Neville.
I'm proud of yourself, man.
The start of his development into the character who will eventually chop the head off of Nagini using the Sword of Gryffindor. I remember all of the 2020 election memes about this. Dumbledore suddenly finds however much it was like 200 and something points for Gryffindor.
Oh, time to go back to our homes. Aww. Aww.
And we'll never see this book ever again.
Even though it's very important to Harry.
Uh-huh.
Aww.
Oh yeah, they cut out him getting the tail removed.
Like your cousin don't, do we?
And he's never gonna find out. Except for the fact that your uncle somehow finds out between movies 2 and movies 3.
No, I could have sworn they all found out. Oh, but iMovie 2.
Kevin, you're getting the book confused with the movie. Because that scene is not in the film.
Could have sworn, or they got out the message after Dubby existed.
Did somebody say Dobby?
No, nobody.
I'm not even in this movie.
Dobby.
No, get out. No, get out of here, Dobby. You're not here
Dobby
yet.
Clothes.
Dobby is so sad.
Dobby's so sad to not be in this movie.
Dubby is also voiced by a well-known member of Hydra.
Yes, who also was in an episode of Doctor Who. For all of its little problems, 9 out of 10.
Yep,
Still a great
It's
movie.
beautiful, beautiful movie, beautiful filmmaking. Just a masterclass in great cinematography.
Yep.
I believe, originally, so the role of Dumbledore was offered to Ian McKellen, who turned it down.
Yep.
Robin Williams liked the books and read them to his daughter Zelda, and he asked if he could be in it, and they said no, because they wanted to cast only people from the United Kingdom wherever possible. And then they just went ahead and got fucking Jon Voight for the HBO Max show.
And then we also had, and here's the thing: after Ian McKellen was approached again after Richard Harris had passed away, but because Richard Harris didn't really have a positive opinion on Ian McKellen acting, McKellen was like, "No, I'm not going to dishonor that man's legacy."
Yeah, that would have been a little bit odd at that point.
Yeah, and especially
I would love
since
to
he
live
was
in a
already
reality where that was possible, but yeah.
Yeah. So then,
Richard Griffiths was in the film. I wonder who he
instead
played.
they got
Michael Gambon.
Yep, Michael Gambon, whom we'll be seeing in a while. But
Influenced another one
next
of your mad voices I do. Although it is a bit like my Ian McKellen voice.
Tomorrow we'll be doing.
That's what we want to make
we'll be wrapping up season 2 of Batman Beyond, and next week we'll actually be doing our redo of Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker.
Yes.
And the week after, or next week, we will be doing Chamber of Secrets.
Also, the special extended edition.
Yep.
After that, I'm going to have to start editing some stuff. Although I have started editing on Prisoner of Azkaban, I just need to get the wherewithal to actually finish it, because that's going to be I hate that movie. I fucking hate that movie. The Passion of a Thousand Dying Suns. No, Passion of a Thousand Dying Suns is Order of the Phoenix. Order of the Phoenix is such a bad film. Oh, no. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Anyway, we'll see. Anyway, since there's no post-credit scene, we'll see you later.
Yes, this film's credits go on for another 5 minutes. We're not going to stand here. God damn it. We're not going to stand here and cough. I don't want to see who, Oh, Vern Troyer was in the film, too. Regret, Tom Felton, Jimmy Wan. I'm trying to see who... Hunter Winslow, you want a bigger work, Davis. Look, Youngblood, son.
Ian Hart was Voldemort.
Oh, yeah. I need to see... another actor, the name whose name I said earlier was in this. Vernon Dursley is Richard Griffiths. I forgot that.
He did a good job.
Yes. Richard Griffiths was in another movie that I have seen but don't recall off the top of my head. That's unfortunate. That's gonna bug me. Huh. Anyways, Dr. Giro was in this film. Keep him away from the animals. He'll turn them into robots.
Anyway, see y'all later.